Check out Joe, he's a Reddit bro, likes to edit posts, and he starts to gloat when he gets the most of votes or likes. Yeah, he's really hyped, really psyched, cause the crowd is really tight and the work is really light. His training plan is the first thing your eyes see, cause he got more follows than my boy Aragaisi. Opinions on Magnus, Hans, and Karyakin, who cheated who, which engine that he hacking. He got blocked by Short, ignored by Dvorak, but he can't be wrong, he scored a like from Truan. He's got lightning attacks on GM blunders and gaffes, true not over the board, it's only the other chat. Still his 7-year plan ensures the last laugh. Distractions detract from any actual actions. Excuses are useless, he rues his inaction. Awaits satisfaction, the status of Magnus. He bought 50 books and opened up 10. Fools ought to read Psalms, not my system. He's got 30 alt accounts on every site around. Chessable courses keep looking cheaper by the pound. He got 22 databases and 36 engines, 25 chess sets, and a massive clock collection. He bought merch from Gotham, Bra and Naka, but his game history looked like some chess copy pasta. A GM coach that he don't listen to, and if you think it is, then yes, my friend, yes, this is you. But that all changed one bright sunny day when a friend said, hey, don't you know, welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. Sweatwork's what I believe, waiting's what I'll receive. Don't you know, welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I stepped away from easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, waiting's what I'll receive. So Joe got into the business, stopped the app sickness, daily practice his rhythm, he even upped his fitness. He found sparring cathartic, postmortems charming. With the plus equal minus, he was armed for elo farming. With notepad and pen, he built up calluses, escape rating paralysis with lengthy game analysis. With sensei direction, he sold his collection. Read one classic and that was fantastic. Now he locked to the spot where they checking off boxes. Young prodigies and some wily old foxes. 3.5 points per box, that's shocking progress. Goal nearing, cohort cheering, Joe doesn't hear it. He's monotasking, no relaxing, concentration maxing. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. Now occasionally, he peeps the world of the tweet and laughs when he sees the player that he used to be. Blank face staring, complex plans comparing while he's dojo training. Hours a day playing out positions, transpositions, and growing his board vision. Transition from poser to player, focus without a care. He leaves them complaining in his dust, staying with their week-old ratings. Blast past his week-old rating, each week's a new occasion. He never takes vacation, the work is entertaining, the growth he's maintaining. And now Joe is explaining, hey, don't you know, welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, waiting's what I'll receive. Don't you know, welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, rating's what I'll receive. Welcome to the dojo.
Welcome to the dojo.
Check out Joe, he's a Reddit bro, likes to edit posts, and he starts to gloat when he gets the most of votes or likes. Yeah, he's really hyped, really psyched, cause the crowd is really tight and the work is really light. His training plan is the first thing your eyes see, cause he got more follows than my boy Aragaisi. Opinions on Magnus, Hans, and Karyakin, who cheated who, which engine that he hacking. He got blocked by Short, ignored by Dvorak, but he can't be wrong, he scored a like from Truan. He's got lightning attacks on GM blunders and gaffes, true not over the board, it's only the other chat. Still his 7-year plan ensures the last laugh. Distractions detract from any actual actions. Excuses are useless, he rues his inaction. Awaits satisfaction, the status of Magnus. He bought 50 books and opened up 10. Fools ought to read Psalms, not my system. He's got 30 alt accounts on every site around. Chessable courses keep looking cheaper by the pound. He got 22 databases and 36 engines, 25 chess sets, and a massive clock collection. He bought merch from Gotham, Bra and Naka, but his game history looked like some chess copy pasta. A GM coach that he don't listen to, and if you think it is, then yes, my friend, yes, this is you. But that all changed one bright sunny day when a friend said, hey, don't you know, welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. Sweatwork's what I believe, waiting's reading's what I'll receive. Don't you know? Welcome to the dojo. It's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo. I stepped away from easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, rating's what I'll receive. So Joe got into the business, stopped the absentness, daily practice his rhythm, he even upped his fitness. He found sparring cathartic, postmortems charming. With the plus equal minus, he was armed for ELO farming. With notepad and pen, he built up calluses, escape rating paralysis. With lengthy game analysis, with sensei direction, he sold his collection. Read one classic and that was fantastic. Now he locked to the spot where they checking off boxes. Young prodigies and some wily old foxes. 3.5 points per box, that's shocking progress. Goal nearing, cohort cheering, Joe doesn't hear it. He's monotasking, no relaxing, concentration maxing. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. Now occasionally, he peeps the world of the tweet and laughs when he sees the player that he used to be. Blank face staring, complex plans comparing while he's dojo training. Hours a day playing out positions, transpositions, and growing his board vision. Transition from poser to player, focus without a care. He leaves them complaining in his
Alright, okay. This is gonna be fixed. My friends, if you can hear me, I'm here. I can't get my camera to work. It's early in the morning, I'm working on it. How come my camera is not working? That's a camera, that's a gross, ugly looking camera, but we're gonna take that one. Alright, now we just gotta make it small. Problems are solvable. Anything is solvable. Alright, oh man, okay. So, here we go. Bam. It's early in the morning. We're gonna be watching Sam here. Let's go take a look. David couldn't join me today. I thought I would be here and David would join me, but he is not here. Unfortunately. That's sometimes the way the cookie crumbles. I'm muted. Can you tell me now? Because I don't think I'm muted. Actually, can you tell me now? No, I'm not muted, Bowes. I'm not muted, Bowes. You's muted. You're muted, Jake. Okay, here we go. Okay. This is kind of known stuff. They're playing this all instantly. All kind of correctamundo play. So, well, okay, now that's the first ambitious move there, knight b3. Actually, it's not a bit, that's fine. Fine. Now that's a fancy move, king g1. And now dude is debating whether to take. Now, Sam has, what do we think? The position's probably roughly equal, but Sam has a nice time advantage. Patrick Daly is also saying he can't hear me. Now, was that just at the beginning, or is that also now? Zeverzak says he can hear. Oh, I know what's going on. Time out. I'm out. It's early in the morning, my friends. I just got up. It's 5 o'clock here. It's 5 o'clock. I just had my mic a little bit far away from the stand. I think that should be better now. So again, I'll say David was going to be here this morning, but he got familial pushback on his streaming activities, if you know what I mean. He got the old pushback. Okay, so here Sam is going to contemplate f5, but probably is going to play g3 first. To keep the grip on the dark squares. We'll see if I'm a GM today. I'm willing, by the way, to look at other things, but right now I just want to cover this one. Sam is a friend of the dojo. He's making a great run in this tournament. He should not be considered a underdog in this one. I feel like he held 20, like Vidit's rating, 27 something for a very long time, but had a health collapse and is now making his way back. If you wanted to consider him an underdog, then maybe for that he had this health thing and he's not all the way back. In any case, friend of the dojo. We might even get him to come teach some classes for us at some point. I don't know. But we're hoping, we're rooting for him here in this round. And I'm kind of done. I'm kind of done of going through all kinds of different games. I want it to be like just focusing on one game. Now, I'll say some obvious things. I think we're happy to see h5 because in this position, I think Black's major hope would be to open the scope of the unopposed, well, it's the only bishop on the board, and it's kind of back there. This position, that was an interesting thing. So he was saying that if queen a2, knight a2, we would be winning maybe with knight a5. So it might be an obvious thing to say. However, I think it's clear that now we would expect maybe just a draw to happen. Now what's going on with knight e2 is he's letting the knight into e4. He's letting it into. He don't care. And he's going to say, well, I want to do this. Pretty sure that's what it is on about. He could also go this way and threaten the e5 square. How big of a deal it is? Nah, maybe it's not that big of a deal. But we have a time advantage, and if we can just get a little bit of juice, just a little bit of juice. David called it acha or achagaga. I don't know what it is that, that's some kind of go thing he likes to talk about. Anyways, if he gets the achagugu, then we'll have a little something. One idea I like for white is if knight e4, I think we should just play queen a1 to keep things super simple, just to avoid any kind of knight c3 entrance after we move our knight. And I don't know, it's aesthetically kind of cool to keep the king in line. My sense is that for them, they are probably both thinking of this position as equal. But I think we'd rather be white. Let's see if I'm a GM today with queen a1. Let's see if we can get queen a1 going, man. Yeah, just to avoid any knight c3. I'd rather be white. It's harder for black to do stuff. I really think if we're going to be worried for white, it's like black. The only thing that black could worry us with is like somehow breaking it open with like f6, g5 or something. Okay, this move, as I said, I liked queen a1 better. I didn't want to see knight c3 to knight a4 blocking me off. It's not that big of a deal. The knight's not necessarily placed well on a4, but, I didn't want to give him the option. Sam's saying, please, go ahead and go there. Because now you think about it. You get the knight there. He's going to take it. You get the knight there. You could say, well, okay, the queen's no longer threatening to come in, but my knight on a4 is really kind of a chump. I think he should have played queen a1. Strategic says is he's trying to go to c4 with that knight. Now that was kind of queen c2 by the no, I don't know c4. He's trying to go to a4, but that's maybe what you meant. Now queen c2. I think he should go now back to a2. Point of queen c2 was, if you're going to put your knight on a4, I want to have the ability to have my queen be a little bit more free of motion than on a1. All right, my friends, we're going to get a time scramble. We obviously have a time scramble. Okay, that was interesting. Very interesting. So black actually decided, you know what? I'm not going to do that knight c3, e4 thing. It also implied like, oh, he's the one who's maybe doesn't want to repeat the moves. After knight e5, well, it'll be an interesting question. Black, by the way, might have hit upon an interesting plan to put the knight to e7, I called it, and then knight f5 at some day. So now what's cool about the knight on e7 is now knight a5 doesn't really threaten anything. And now bummer in a situation like this is if you don't know how to make progress, you can sometimes just burn up a lot of clock time thinking about it. What's nice about black's setup here is it doesn't seem easy to know what to do. I think it's, yeah. Oh, a move was made, king f1. Okay, good, simple chess. I don't think it's even clear that our king wants to come to say d3. oh, he's going for it, dude. Oh, he's going for it. Oh, wow, okay. Now, position is shifted. Now we would want to think about things just a momentito. Now, obviously, black is saying, hey, it doesn't matter that my pawn on e6 is a little weak. He's saying it doesn't matter. Black has played the last several moves very strongly. He's almost cut up on time. And now he's got a simple plan. He's saying, now you need to babysit your pawn. You cannot get rid of my knight. And if you leave, if your knight moves away, I might play e5. Queen a1 might be a good move just to be looking at that a5 square. That's a thought. And also the d4 square, so maybe if I want to move my knight on b3, I can. Black is fine. King e2, okay. Black is fine, white is fine. In a normal game, they would agree to a draw. And they might just end up going back and forth anyway. Okay, so Sam is saying, you know what, I'm going to put my king on c3 just to have maximum flexibility. And we'll worry about the rest later. It's been about 15, 20 moves that Vidit has been able to move without without losing any time. That was the first time he's kind of going below 3, but if he moves quickly, he'll go back above. Hi, sweet blues. All right, bishop b8. This intimates that maybe black could think about queen a7. And it's a good thing that he can always pull his knight back to e7 if he needs to guard c6. Queen a5, unfortunately, we just go body slam with bishop c7. All right, so on one idea is if he does play queen a7 on us, which is maybe not a good move, then queen a5 might be a good move. And then if you take, I might take back with a pawn, and then my other knight will be ready to go knight b4. So black says, no, I'm not playing no queen a7. I'm not doing that, boss. I'm just going to sit in my little comfortable zone. Now, I certainly don't know how to make progress for white. Like, maybe the engine would even say we're a little bit better here. So you can see his clock is back up above 3. Maybe black's, I don't know, maybe white's a little bit better or something, and optically just because we have the A file, but I don't know what to do. And if our knight ever moves away from d3, we really, really have to worry about e5 happening. Someone mentioned putting the knight to e3. So we could think about, that was strategic. We could think about this someday. But it's got to be said, it doesn't really do anything. You know, like let's say we put it there. It's not like we've accomplished all that much. And black, for his part, it's also just going back and forth. Queen e1, bold. All right, what are we talking about here? Queen e1. So if queen a7, we have to then decide what we're doing. If he goes queen a, he goes queen a8, very similar. We could definitely think about knight a5. It's risky. Or we say, you know what, this is too much fretting and petting, and I just want to play maybe queen a1 back. Oh, he's getting very frisky. So he is saying that queen a4 is nothing special for black. Is this true? I'm getting a little concerned. I think queen a4 would touch my coconuts just a little bit. Oh, I realize what he's doing, buddy. I realize what he's doing. He's going to go for f3, g4 like a maniac, dude. Holy moly, Sam. Don't do it, buddy. Don't do it, Bose. Maybe he should do it, but that is balls, dude. You're in a big old game and you're going to go for it with f3, g4. There our structure becomes really weak. Oh, he's going for it. Wow, dude. Wow. Okay, time out. This is balls of steel. So his queen, this, I didn't even see the idea at first. I was like, Chump GM never wanted to touch those pawns. But this man is touching those coconuts. And now black could play queen h8 to stop g4. And we would have to worry a little bit about queen a1, we being black. But of course, that thing is hanging the second now that our queen moves away. So there he goes, queen h8. He believed him. Maybe just king c3 back now. Just king c3 back. That's where our king wanted to be. Depesky was on it in the chat talking about f3. Amazing. All right. Here we go. Queen h8. I like king c3. He's thinking about fancy stuff. With king c3, I would really be threatening knight a5. I don't think I can do knight a5 yet because the knight takes d4. I have a GM today. King c3. Okay. This queen doesn't like to be on h8. When you're in a blitz game, too, you don't know if you believe your opponent about this g4 threat. Is it real? Is it real? I mean, just because he achieves g4 doesn't mean anything amazing has happened. King e7. Strong move, I would say, because now if knight a5, I don't have to think about taking it. I can just play king d7. There is a danger that... Oh, wait. Maybe knight a5, king d7, knight takes c6. Oh, that would light him up, buddy. Knight a5, Sam. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Wait a second. Knight a5, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen a8, and we can't play king b4. That's a hassle in the castle. And we can't go queen a1. Oh. Okay, he might have missed this. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen over. And I can't go king b4 because this guy falls. I can't move the king at all because that guy falls. And then if queen a1, I lose this coconut. Now, maybe I part with that coconut. I don't like it, dude. I don't like it, but no, I don't like it. Because I don't like it. The coconuts, everybody likes a nice coconut. There's no doubt. But then the knight is going to play like knight e2 after that and take my other coconut. Oh. So king d7, knight c6 is the beautiful... Now he did it! Knight c6! Let's go! Let's go! Wait a second. Knight c6, maybe he's got queen a8. Knight a5. Okay, queen a might hurt us, bud. Queen a8 might hurt us. Queen a8. There it comes. I have a bad feeling that we're the ones whose coconuts are getting touched here. Could we play g4 now? At the minimum, dude, no, we don't. Queen a3, and it's no good. Has the milk gone bad? Queen a3 and the milk has gone bad, dude. Wait, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not completely over. I was worried about the queen coming to c4, but see, it's check, king, queen, knight. Wow, dude, yeah. We might still be in control of this thing. Amazing sows, Mr. Bows. Now, king c6, queen e6, we love our life. Queen c6, gf. I think we believe in white, but it's not even close to over because of gf there. Holy moly. Wow. This is a hot one, my friends. This is a hot one. This is the kind of thing where Sam really pushed it, and I don't think there's been an accident, but it looked for a momentito that their accidents were happening. It's amazing this knight is covering this square. And it's amazing that when he checks me and I go back knight b2, my fianchettoed knight controls the entrances long enough. I think it's long enough to survive this thing. Now it was queen a4, king b2 doesn't seem to do anything. Queen a2, knight b2. Okay, he snips. Oh, wow. Okay, here it is. Now, I just had a crazy idea. That wasn't a great idea. Okay, one idea would be h5, but I think black could go snip, snap, knight here. What is he doing? He's protecting his pawn, so now he's threatening us. Could we play knight a5, though? Now, if I play knight a5, am I just not up a pawn? Bro, I'm up a pawn, right? Ooh, now I can play knight b3. I can play knight b3. Knight b3 back and I'm winning. Oh, buddy. Knight b3 back and I'm winning. Okay, king c3. What, do I like this move? I don't like this move. Why just play knight b3, buddy? Oh, Bows. Oh, Bows. Oh, Bows. You make it so hard. Oh. Now, let's just say the obvious thing. We have no idea what's happening. Nobody does. But the point is that the knight on g7 is now really bad. It does cover e6, but it is a miserable knight. The queen has entrance squares, and it is scary and hairy. And my name isn't even Larry. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Queen a1, I think, should be our default move here. He goes knight d3, covering his business. That's a good move. Queen g4, then we have queen a5. And we're coming in to touch some coconuts. At least that's what we like to believe. On queen a5, there's maybe queen e2, and maybe my coconuts are the ones getting touched. Now queen a5. Good. We have no idea exactly what's going on, but I think we'd rather be white here. I think we definitely want to be white here. Man, this is a great game, man. This is a good one, my friends. I'm here. I'm here for it. Oh, he's ticking down in time. That man's time is a ticking down. All right, knight f5 played. I think queen b5 would be a normal man's move. However, queen a7 followed by c6 should be considered, where our queen controls d4. We might see it right now. He's running away from the pawn. Makes sense. There it is. Now, if I'm worried, it's a move like b4 concerns me. A move like b4 really concerns me. There it comes. Sam says, I don't care. It's about my pawn, baby. Oh. Now, does Sam have something here? I don't know. I don't know. Queen c4 is El Dangerino. I am definitely afraid. We could still lose this. We could still lose this. We might have blown it, in fact. Queen d7, and now he's going to push, I assume. Queen d8, I don't think does anything. Now, the problem is, well, the problem is black can control the c8 square. Okay? He can control the c8 square with queen c4 and knight e7. He also really can't lose anymore because he could check us to death. But the basic winning pattern for black would be let's play knight e7 and then start running our pawn. Now, a hope for black or white could definitely be if you go knight e7 now, I have queen e6. Sam played so aggressively, dude. Now, I don't think any of the checks really help black because he's just getting a little closer. All right, he's got some kind of idea here. We're about to find out. Intuitively, it would be king a7 here. A drawback. Okay, so he's going there so that when the knight comes to e7, well, also denies queen a5, but also then there's no trickerinos on knight c6. I think our goal has to be that if knight e7, we take on e6, and we say, I'm threatening f6. All right, go back to b6, bro. King a7. All right, I think queen e6 is our hope. Queen e6 is our hope. He goes king b7. I don't comprende that move. I don't comprende that move. Now we are not going to win the e6 pawn. Actually, what am I saying? No. In 97, yeah, we can't take e6 because our thing was hanging because he put it on a7 like a chump. Now we might be lost. Now we might be lost, my friends. f5, what does that do, Sam? What does that do, buddy? Now, queen d5 would be the simplest way to end this game. He just plays gf, h5. We're totally toast, dude. Dang. Ah, bruv. Ah, bruv. Man, he played some great chess, dude. Resigns. All right. So. What a bummer, dude. He really played ambitious chess, dude. Very ambitious chess. So just go back here for a second. I thought here that knight b3, am I losing my mind? Just knight b3, and we are in full control of this thing. Full control, dude. Absolutely full control. Yeah, we're winning this position. Oh, no. Now, maybe we're winning on his move, too. But this is way more complicated, right? This is way more complicated. Dude, what are we doing? Oh, man. It was a really glorious plan with Queen E1. What a great plan, dude. I mean, most chumps wouldn't have been able to, like, okay, let's just get inside his head for a second. So, you know, we're kind of maneuvering around. We put the king here. Queen E1. Wow, dude. Wow. Because it's not even necessarily a good move, but it is like balls, like full balls, because now the queen gets access to the A file. And even if you achieve G4, the knight could just go back. It's not like we've done anything that special. All right, my friends, we're going to do this. We're going to open up a new window. And I'll briefly look at what else is going on, but mostly I want to make myself a cup of coffee and get ready for round 2 here, where Sam has a chance. He's got to win his black. Ooh. All right, boom. And then I go games. We'll bring this bad boy over. So, these 2 games I feel are inconsequential. By the way, we're dealing with some real chumps because no one else is, almost all the good players are out, dude. So, yeah, it's not even telling me. So, right, it's, okay. What's going on here? I don't even understand. If I click this, all right, I'm running into technical difficulties trying to even understand what this is all about, dude. Let me just review a couple things here. So Sevian won his first game of the tiebreak against his dude Nair. Sevian could make a big run. If he wins this, he's playing Italian's greatest player since Greco in the next round. So Sevian could make a monster run at this business. He would be going back over 2,700. Levon could also make a great run, dude. No one really is thinking about Levon, but, you know, he's playing Wojtaszek next round. Totally a chance for Levon. Then we got Leko playing Eric Geisy. We don't believe in Leko's chances there, dude. In fact, there is nobody in this tournament now left who I think has good chances against Eric Geisy. Maybe Prague if they meet way later, right? Then we got I'd still favor Eric Geisy in that matchup, but that's like the one person left here who could bother him. Well, Keimer could bother him too. Let's actually go up at the top of the table because I wasn't paying too well attention. Keimer is playing Idani. No, bro. 2,600? I mean, you never know, but I think Keimer is also just good chess, dude. Just playing good chess. It's interesting. I don't know much about Adani. He is Iranian. Let's go find out a little bit here. He's 30 years old. So one of our favorites, dude, a dojo favorite, where, dude, you know, he's probably struggling. He's not making money by playing chess at this point, you know. Maybe it's a little bit playing in some league or something, but you know, it's a rough life. Maybe coaching. So really cool that this dude has a chance, but he don't have a chance against Keimer, bruv. No. And then we got this one with MVL and Artemiev. That's going to go on forever. You know, MVL used to be one of the greatest players. He should win this thing. He could make a swan song thing. Anyone like that, you could, like if Shanklin gets through, dude, oh man, that dude could have a chance. All right, then we're going to see this thing. Rapport won the first tiebreak against their dogmas. Okay. And then that's going to be the winner of those two will face Shanklin. Normally I would say Rapport's the favorite, but anything could happen there, buddy. Anything could happen there. Prague, of course, won. We have this dude, Georg Maya, who is surprisingly now playing for Uruguay. I remember that he switched, dude. That's a guy who's been around forever. Great player, but like, you know, really no business at this level. Dubov, who, like a lot of dojo people, especially David, is a fan of Dubov. Hard to say like what went wrong with Dubov's career, you know? Why is he under 2,700? There's a lot of questions like that. Shanklin also fell below 2,700. It's hard, dude. It's very competitive. Then we got El Prague. We're just believing in Prague, whoever they face there. Bluebaum facing his countryman, Donchenko. I looked Donchenko up the other day just to see, like, you know, there's some players will move to Germany and are not German, but I think Donchenko really moved to Germany as a child, so he spent his formative years there. So even though he's got that Russian last name, you know, it seems like maybe he would be considered German at this point. Okay, so we got this one, the Deke and Kartik going on here. We'll see, you know. Jeffrey Zhang lost, unfortunately. And Wonder Liang playing Sargsyan. Dude, a wonder, man. A wonder and Sevion. Both have broken 2,700. And they could make huge runs at this, dude. Huge runs. Like, this is so wide open that either one of those could gain a spot. Then we got up here Pranav against one of these chumps. The other Nordebek Jr., I guess I would favor him, but who knows? He's won the first tiebreak. Okay. And Yospem, dude. The great your Peruvian hope. The great Mexican hope. Facing one of these chumps. Okay. Then we got Pentala against Grandelius. That could go either way. Pentala really, I would say, has had better days. You know, he's an older dude now. Actually, let's go look at how old he is. I'm going to say he's like, he's going to be around 40, dude. Pentala Hare Krishna. 39. I'm pretty good, bro. Someone in chat saying Sindarov the favorite. I totally agree, dude. That guy, you know, young kid, could definitely go very far. Let's just see here. Yeah, Uzbek. Dude, that guy's maybe somebody you gotta worry about, man. And then, of course, top of the table, this dude, Frederick Svana. No one had really thought about the Svana Gebruder, die Gebruder Svana, right? The brothers. And now he's going on. Who knows? They're going to get whacked, though, by Sindarov or whoever else they face coming up. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go games. There is this live game. I'm gonna put this up on the board. Okay, and I'm gonna go make myself something to eat. This looks lost, but hey, I'll be not eat, drink, and I'll be right back. And then hopefully Sam will come up soon. All right. Whew. All right, this thing is obviously over. let's go back over here. We're just waiting now for. We'll see how. Oh yeah, that thing's now over. Could watch maybe a little bit of this. I don't know. I tried to turn that sound on for one of these things, but I'll just use this to chat a little bit here. Liang is younger than Sevian. I believe so. I believe so. Let's go look at our whole 2700 chess site actually. And if we pull this up and go down, we got a wonder at 2710. I was hoping it would show Sevian, but Sevian's like right below 2700 at the moment. Seems like he's going to make it. If I go over here and I say Sevian. This guy, I've known him since he was a kid. Yeah, amazing. He's already 24. He's already an old man, dude. I remember seeing him when he was like, I don't know, 9 or 10. You know, the great Armenian chess hope. But yeah, Wonder is 22. A Wonder, by the way, was taught as a kid by Josh Friedel, I believe, who's definitely a big friend of the dojo. So we got some connections going on here. Sam, of course, me and David have known Sam since he was a little kid. All these people, buddy. It's looking like we're seeing, by the way, more red than green, and that's because the champs have been losing, dude, losing. And so Gukesh backed out. He's well, only because Wesley fell is he now still in the top 10. That's the only reason. He might hold it for a second longer in the top 10 spot, but Rapport's coming up. Rapport could have a run at this tournament for sure. Rapport was definitely top 10 for a while, and then has fallen. Whoa! Oh, man, I don't know what happened there. That 2700 site is nasty. It is a nasty one. What is this? I don't know. A World Championship curse. First Ding and now Gukesh. Well, that's not the dumbest thing I've heard. I think Gukesh is just young, and you know he's so young that I don't have any doubt that he is going to. It looks like 3:30, by the way. I got to entertain you for 3 minutes and 30, which is something I can do. Yeah, I think he had a lot of pressure, bro, and I think he's got a growth mindset ultimately, and he is going to be able to work through this. I think it ultimately is probably a good thing for him that he's going through a rough patch, because he's going to have to understand that he needs to really work if he wants to be a true champion, right? And he could well lose this next match, of course. I would say, I'm sure there's some betting market out there who's saying he is going to lose, regardless of whoever he plays. And so he's going to have to really get he has a whole team, and they're going to have to get together, and he could do it, dude. Soren says, I don't know why the expectations are that world champion has to win everything. Well, he doesn't have to win everything, dude. But you don't want to be beyond the top 3 or so in the world. It starts looking real bad. And at the moment, it's looking real bad, too, because then if he had been stronger, dude, if he'd been a little higher, then it's like, then Magnus can't talk all this smack. At the moment, Magnus doesn't even play, and he gets to, claim he's the best, and he's the actual world champion, the actual #1 or some crap. It's ruining everything. It's ruining everything, man. All right, that's a good list right there. Thank you, chess.com. So Sam is dying. Now, most of these matches, I'm looking at the names, I'm like, most of these people have no chance of really being qualifiers. You know, of this, I would say MVL, Rapport, Vidit, and Sam maybe, but they're not top 20 in the world. So all of these people are really, people who they don't even have tournament chess as their day job. Okay, so you might be a chessable author, you might have some students or something, but you're not able to train 24/7 because you've got other financial needs. You got other things to be doing, man. You know, you can be doing chess work, but you're not going to be able to do chess study but just you can do it, but just in your free time. Right? Yeah. Whereas Gukesh, dude, he is that guy, bruv. He's got a whole team. They tell him what to do. He just gets up and does what they tell you to do. Yeah. Okay. This is beautiful. By the way, I wanted to repeat. I think Mr. Proust is going to be back. Well, he will be back tomorrow, and I have a little grief myself with like it consuming so much energy early in the morning, getting up early, doing this thing, that later in the day I'm like crashing out. And I threw an F-bomb yesterday. Wasn't good. All right, we got some games. And I think David's got a similar thing. And he had told his wife that there was like on the tie breaks, he wasn't going to do it. And then I said, David, it's a big day tomorrow, bro. We should do it, man. For Sam, we should do it. And so, he was on it. He was ready to do it. But then his wife was like, dude, give me a break. No lo puedo that. We are going to flip this see it from Sam's perspective here. All right, so we're going to get a Philidor, it looks like. And Vidit will have some kind of system to do against this. I've played this myself. I have a couple ideas of how to do this as black. But we'll say that the computer simply doesn't like it. Okay, the computer's like, buddy. A4 is always a good move. Computer's like, it's a -1. But the nice thing about this choice is it's not easy to know exactly what to do. Now he plays H6. I have a whole system with B6 that I like. And what we want to say is that the primary fear for us here is, can white organize knight h4 to knight d4? That is the primary fear. If we get one more move with bishop f8, we'll be able to play we wouldn't even be able to do it on knight h4 because of knight takes g6. I think bishop e3, that's a move that's probably not terrible, but we like to see it now because it gives us coconut touch here, and we know instantly what to do just with bishop f8. Yeah. Now notice, if I achieve g6, bishop g7, I can claim that it's a kind of cool King's Indian because your c-pawn isn't involved in the central fight. All right, so far, we're going to say great choice for Sam in the opening. If I was going to be worried about any move, it would be like, can white make knight h4 work? We got, in chat, we got somebody saying the Hanem. That's a new name for this thing. Back in the day, we just called it the Philidor. Chess.com has got all kinds of names it likes for all this stuff, Now, it's definitely a precarious position For example, I was thinking, like, let's say it was just my move and I played g6. Knight h4 might even be a problem because he's threatening knight g6. So, I'm just saying. This could be a little hot. Notice, actually, if g6, knight h4, I could play d5 at that point, I think, and then my queen would look at this square. So I would like to play, in this position, I would like to play g6. White is making a claim that he's doing something to black on the queen side. Okay, Sam takes. Like in all these games, he's got a time advantage. Now, this is a very committal decision. And he is basically claiming that this bishop here was misplaced. Bishop takes queen c7. Okay. Simple chess. Now, let's talk Turkey. Black can say that he's not worse because this knight is poor, dominated by the c6 pawn. Next move will probably play knight e5. We can also claim that the bishop looks cool on d4, but actually it can get body slammed in a lot of different ways. So I'm sure the computer would say that white's still better here, but I'm not upset with the opening choice for Sam. Chess Lover doesn't like ed4. It's also not something I would like, but I think it's part of his overall game plan. One of the things about this Hanham thing, or Philidor, or sometimes it can be, what did it call it? Darn, I already forgot the creature. The lion. Simon Ginger GM baptized it the lion if you go h6, g5 real fast. Anyways, in all these things, there's different plans. And actually, the lion is an example of a weird plan you can throw at white. So this plan for Sam is not what my intuition was. But it just shows that one of the reasons it's hard for white to do a deep preparation on this line is that there's so many different plans that black can play. Robin says, what I don't understand is bishop e7, f8, g7. We waste 3 tempi in the open. Even with white bad knight and c-pawn not involved, it seems a lot of time to spend. It is. It is. But notice in this position, our bishop on f8 is not great, so it needs improvement. We're in a really good spot right now, though, because Vidit is tanking. He just simply doesn't know what to do. I understand. I don't know what to do either. I think I'm so committed to playing intuitive positions quickly, I might play like just queen d2, rook d1. But notice that doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really do anything. And you now have to watch this coconut. So moving the d rook over there doesn't make sense anyway. And anytime you play a6, by the way, then bam, I got my b5. Now, one good thing about white's position is a lot of times I like to play rook b8 and b5 to get this pawn smushing and pushing. But this thing is hanging, so I can't do it anytime soon. The pesky wants b4. I wouldn't want b4. And you're kind of, it might be fully playable, but I don't really know what we're doing. And at some point later, your c5 is going to give good contact to black. Black's position now seems very simple. Now, let's just talk about the obvious bummer. White just needs a draw. So it's kind of hard. Like, you just want to make good moves. You don't want to get down in the clock, Vidit. But what do you do? Oh, he's thinking too long, buddy. Chess Lover has an extraordinary scheme like this. For me, I just want to put the knight on e5, and I want white to tell me where he wants to go with the bishop, right? So if he goes bishop b3, that would encourage me to do this thing, right? Then there would be encouragement to do that. Yeah. I could also play knight e5, bishop b3, and probably just the sad bishop e6. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so Patrick Daly is biased against Sam. He likes his position a lot. I like his time a lot. I like that thing on the clock a lot. All right, so bishop f1. He has decided to just park it over there. Now notice, bishop f1 is fundamentally a unambitious move. Maybe it's even the best move, but it's an unambitious move because it's no longer talking to my weak point, right? Okay. So now, knight e5, good. Now we're going to see white's plan. And then bishop's plan for white would be now to play knight d2 to try to play for f4. Maybe, but that's a little frightening. There's a little bit of looseness to that position. One thing I'll say is he never wants to take on e5 because that frees the bishop. Sweet Blue says his time indicates he has dinner plans just like yesterday. He did play pretty fast, dude. It is a huge advantage to have this much time on the clock. All right, knight h2. So similar to knight d2, all of a sudden now this looks ambitious. White is saying, hey, buddy, I'm going to maybe roll you with f4. I don't know. Now, I think the default move would still maybe be here, and if f4, I'll play knight g6. That could be a default move. I don't know if that's so good. We're in danger of getting smushed. A hyper-ambitious move that I don't feel good about is g5, preventing this and intending bishop g7. I don't like knight g6, bishop f6. All right, let's think, Cry. What are you going to do here? Knight h2 seems like it was a good move. And an advantage of that over knight d2 is that you have the knight g4 option. Now, Sam did it, played the very committal g5. One thing that's interesting about g5 is the ambitious way for white to have played against it would have been g3 f4, creating a true sloppy mess. Okay, now the other problem about this is our f5 square. And so, long term, white has a plan of maybe going knight d1, e3, f5 or something. Also, I don't know if I like queen d2, by the way. Because you had maybe you're going to play f3 and knight g4 or something. Maybe it's fine. I'm just not clear you want your queen on d2. So a normal chump GM here would play bishop g7, not thinking too much about it. I don't know what else he's thinking about, honestly. Hikaru is playing in DC at Dulles. Wow. He is, dude? Unbelievable. That's a tournament I could be playing. All right, bishop e6. Maybe nothing inherently wrong with this, but it's a little bit unclear what our next move would be. Right? What is our next move? Like a lot of times in these positions, you'll reorganize your business like that. I don't know. So hopefully our narrative with bishop e6 is we're just being flexible. And we're saying that if white wants to get... Now, let's just say, if white wants to play objectively, attacking chess or whatever, he's going to have to play a move like g3, f4, or f4 now. And apparently this was his intention all along with queen f4. Okay. Bishop g7. I told you bishop g7, bro. All right, white needs a plan. Queen f2. That's a nice move. That's a nice tickler. That's a nice tickler. So, that's unpleasant. That's a cool plan to remember, my friends, because now white is really looking at two sides of the board, and if we have to play a6, then bishop b6 is obviously a thing. Also, knight a4, b6 is a thing. So, good move. Notice, though, our queen, I think, is next going to go to e7. We'll probably play knight fd7 sooner rather than later. And it's just a very dynamic game, even though white did get something now with this queen f2 move. And I want to stress, we got a nice time advantage. All right. So, if I was white, I think I would play knight f3 here. And the intention would be to say, first I'm fixing my knight, and that I want you to worry about knight h4, f5. And if you take it, I'm going to say that was your best piece, and I'm going to take back with the pawn. And claim I'm very nice. And like this kind of thing is always a thought, but I don't really know where he's going. So yeah, let's focus on this for a second. This knight is the one that kind of wants a job. So, knight a4 play. Okay, so he's fixing his knight. I cannot play rook a d8. I need a plan. I need a plan with this knight. A bonkers move. No, I don't like it. A bonkers move would be here, and the real drama there is that I think it goes bishop takes, queen takes, pawn takes, queen takes, knight b6, and he picks up sticks. It's probably something else, but that's just one thing. All right, natural enough move, queen e7, knight b6. I assume we're going to d8. Now, we were talking before about how the knight on c3 was poor. It's not clear how amazing the knight on b6 is. Right? It's a cool looking thing, but it also gets in the way of your own bishop b6. All right. Good move, rook a d8. We're holding the clock really well. And the idea is that later we're going to get some position where we're going to have to calculate. Now, rook a d1 would be a simple move for white. Knight f3, simple move for white. Here it comes, rook a d1. Now, this move, we're going to call that like hyper frisky. But I think if I'm playing to win this game, I might want to think about it. Maybe I'm just going to get body slammed with g4. So On g4, maybe I could play queen g5. Maybe. That's a thought. All right, so knight h5 is the frisky move. That would be a chump move. We're just holding the position. He prefers to just play the chump. Okay, as we said, my friends, is this knight was in the way of things, so we're fixing him. As a default move for black, he could just take the thing and say, hey, I didn't like my knight that much anyway. There he does. Rook takes seems like the most natural. All right, good. I would say the position is roughly equal. Roughly equal. But we got a nice time advantage. Chess lovers talking about the queen coming to g5. I'm totally with you. Totally with you, yeah. So maybe, yeah. Very difficult for white to do anything. One secret bonus of rook being now on d7 is maybe later I can put him here and give him El Pressurino. If I can do that without losing the d pawn, I might be able to play bishop c8 too and kind of reorganize my business. Hard for white to find a plan. If I was white, I would just park this baby. Just park him. That's got to be a good square for that guy, man. Just park him. Don't spend forever on it, man. All right, rook e3, an ambitious move. And people are saying if queen g5, knight f3. That isn't people. That's Robin. That's probably true. That's probably true. But we do kind of want to move our queen. And rook e3, what does it do? It say, no, in fact, I'm not going to do no knight f3 on you. I'm going to play rook g3. So rook e3 is a nice move. King h7 makes sense. And he's just like, bows, I'm ready. I'm going to play rook g3 on you. Now, maybe bishop f6. Rook g8. Okay, so maybe our intention here is before we move the bishop, we might play rook d7 to d8. I felt that white should have played knight f3 long ago. This is now also a reasonable time to play knight f3. It's very nice for white that we don't have to worry about drawing this game. So like a knight f3, you could be like, oh, I'm worried he's going to get an equal position. Well, okay. All right, intuitively, I like rook d7, d8. Oh, I called it. I'm a GM today. So now our hope is that soon we're going to play a move like bishop f6. And we're going to be fine. Bishop b6 would be very ambitious because you're moving all... That's just a bad move, honestly. I'll just move my rook. I'll have knight d7 in the offing, bishop b2 hanging. All right. I still think knight f3, but knight f3 now I would at least... Well, there would be some questions if knight f3. I could win the g-file if he plays knight f3. I might like black here now, all of a sudden. Just because white hasn't done anything the last couple moves. I'm about to win. I'm about to play bishop at h8 or f6. And I'm going to win that g-file. Oh, we got a nice time advantage. Oh, here we go. That's pretty exciting stuff, dude. Pretty exciting stuff. So, hi, Sushan. All right. We got to move bishop e2. Do I understand this move? Not sure. So my intuition is either bishop h8 or bishop f6. I think given that bishop f6 could be met with a snip snop and a rook f1, bishop h8 looks a little bit more natural to me. Sam has the luxury of time, but he's kind of like wondering, what is bishop e2 doing? How do I create a nice plan? Now I got this time, how do I use it? At some point, I don't really like it. He could think about d5. Now, I don't want to do it though. I really don't want to play d5. That opens up the diagonal to my king, all this stuff. No, I just don't do it, Sam. Also, here's a thought. Because the knight is away from the d5 square, at some point we can consider playing c5. Now, doesn't necessarily do all that much. Well, I could just play bishop c3, right? But it's a thought. Like, let's imagine c5, bishop c3, knight c6. Oh, that's a little transformation for the patient. Okay, so this is good. Like a chump GM would have just played bishop h8 or something, but now I'm realizing he's thinking about maybe like c5, knight c6. If we obviously gobble the a pawn, it's at least something. It's at least something to dream about. I can dream about you if I can't hold you tonight. I can dream about you. Bishop h8 played. We lost 2 minutes on that move, my friends. All right. We can still do our c5 thing later. White really would love a active plan where it's like, say something like, I know what I'm doing, you know? I think I like black, dude. It's just we have more Aji. We got more Aji. Okay, there he comes. That's a nice move. We've been talking about the knight getting to f5 for 3 million years. And here he comes. He wants to get the knight to f5. Makes a lot of sense. So, do we play c5 now? Do we... Right. Do we play c5 now? Do we have other ideas? I can dream about you if I can't hold you tonight. Ooh, that's a fun move. Oh, that's a fun move, Sam. Very nice. So what is he saying? He's saying, okay, I can double. And if you ever take, I'm going to think strongly about FG controlling my weakness on G5. Oh, nice move, Sam. Nice move, bro. Now, I want to admit, after knight f1, my style was a little cramped. Okay, maybe just knight e3, though, bud. Knight e3, bud. Rook dg8, knight f5, bishop f5, and I'm winning. Bishop f5, winning. Have you guys seen the Charlie Sheen documentary? You should. Winning. Rook g6 is a nice move. 80's the greatest decade? Wow, it was a pretty good decade. Sushan says, I am nervous and scared of getting into time pressure during the games. Any psychological tips for me? How to get rid of this fear? Well, first of all, you should be a little afraid. And I'll tell you who else should be afraid. Vidit should be a little afraid. Yep. I think Sam, if anything, he moved too fast. But it's got him to this situation where it's looking pretty good with that time advantage. Ooh, FG. FG and we're better. I'm calling it FG and we're better. Yeah, buddy. Okay, so the knight's coming back. Maybe to F3. A defaulty move would be rook F8. But we could also consider our C5 thing here. I'm assuming that on rook F8, white just wants knight F3. White is now officially just assuming the position. He's like, Bows, things did not go well for me. I am going to try to just hold it together. This dude Vidit is very good at holding it together. Very good at holding it together, man. All right, this is where we want to use our time to actually find a kick-ass plan, as they say. We want a kick-ass plan. If I can't hold you tonight, I want a kick-ass plan. This looks like we should have something. I don't know. I'm not seeing it yet. We can always do the C5 idea, but it loosens our position a lot when we do it. The dark squares especially. All right, rook F8. He does not play knight F3. He plays queen G3. Okay. So. His intention might be to play rook F1 next and just say, Sam, I want to trade everything. I want to trade it all off. Tausch Machine style. Tausch Machine style. Oh, he's solid, dude. So solid. Now, one frisky move, I don't know. I don't have an idea, actually. Oh, it's hard for Sam to find a plan here, my friends. H5. Now, that is a man with some coconuts. Okay, that's some coconuts. Now, the main point is you just take away G4 from white. And now knight F3. I was anticipating rook F1. But now he must take because of the G5 square. And white could ask himself a couple questions. How do I feel about... there's a lot of questions here. So many different recaptures. It seems like none of them really lose for white or anything. He's thinking about GF. He's also thinking about bishop H8. On bishop H8, can I throw in H4, however? I think that I can. So bishop H8. No, I cannot. On H4, I lose this coconut. Uh-oh. Okay, bishop H8 might have legitimately hurt us. That might, he might have missed that, dude. I might even check that later. Okay. Now, truth be told, though, we might just be worse. Because he is saying, dude, I am ready to take on H8 and play queen D6. Now, good news for us. We could play something maybe like bishop E5 now. There we go. This was the thing that bishop H8 from white would have avoided. Now, okay, let's talk brass tacks, Grind. I think, c3 is probably a good move. All right, if I was black, I would be thinking about bishop c8. I don't know if that even does anything. If I play, I can think about queen g5, of course. But then on bishop e, no, I can't do queen g5 because then bishop e5, de, queen c5. Maybe it's fine. It's very hard for black to do something here now. Is it worth it for me to play bishop g3 maybe? Maybe bishop g3. We need an idea. We could think about bishop g3 is a fine square. It's very difficult for white to do anything. Now, I did not like this move because of bishop takes e5, de5, and then el entrado with queen c5. Now, maybe you say it doesn't matter with entrado. I'll just play rook f7 on entrado. And on rook d6, I'll play maybe bishop c8. Oh, he's got so little time. Oh, but he's good. He's good at living on the increment, though, my friends. Wow. Queen d2. Good move. Now, Sam, we need a good move ourselves. Now, could we get away with queen g3? Queen g3, he's got queen d6. Maybe on queen d6, I have rook f3. Ooh. All right, so Sam, this is where you can think, bro. Queen g3, queen d6, rook g3. Well, now, I was about to say you're not going to lose, but honestly, a draw is just as bad as a loss here. But queen g3 is the move to talk to his coconuts. Yeah, queen g3, but, I mean, it's our only chance. So Sam is trying to work out if there's any like direct refutation of queen g3. Queen takes d2. Oh, wait. Well, he had a different idea, friends. Oh, this is pretty good. Sometimes the simple pimple, you don't have to be so fancy with queen g3, buddy. All right. Oh. Sam is very good at rook endgames. King h6, of course. Thank you very much. I can dream about you. Now, Sam might try to, like, preload his moves, if you know what I mean. So, a problemito, he's trying to calculate. I think it's king h6, king g2. I would have played just king h6 immediately because you're giving him time to think. Of course our king wants to go to h6. What are you talking about? Wait, he might have an idea here. He could play king g8. And if king g2, I have rook f7. Thank you very much. And if you don't play king g2, I'm going to take your coconut and I'm going to claim that those two things are too strong. Okay, well, that's why you think. King h6 played, the natural move. The natural move. I was thinking king g8, there might have been something to it. Now, I think king g2 is your only shot, son. But there's reasons to believe that that's winning. Well, that isn't it, rook d8. That is not it. Oh, no, he didn't play rook d8. He played rook b7. That was some kind of transmission error. All right, we're anticipating like rook g3, king f2. And obviously white is going to try to win this coconut, a6, and claim that he's not getting mated. Ooh, I like rook d3, honestly. So king h5, rook a6, rook d2 could be our thought here. Also, we could just forget about those pawns, dude. Just forget about b2. We want to go mate you, buddy, with our big fatty pawns. g5. Oh, he's not playing. He's saying, take all my pawns. I am faster, mon bruv. I am faster. So now if rook a6, we're just going to play g4, preparing king g5, f4. Brilliant. Really nice, Sam. All right. Rook c6, king h5, rook. He's going that way. I'm going to say g4. Let's hit him. Now, that pawn, that a pawn is, it's a thing. g4. Yeah, buddy. King g5. Nice. Now, white really would like to think here. b4 allows rook d2, rook b2. Okay? Rook c8. He wants to check us to death. I don't believe in this. I don't believe in this. Let's give him rook d2 check. It doesn't even mean we're going to take the pawn. It just means we're going to push the king back. You could also play h3 check, honestly. It's looking really good for Sam here, dude. It's looking great. h3 check. Good move. Now, if king h2, we have rook d2, king g3, rook g2 mate. Oh, buddy. All right, rook there. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk Turkey. Let's talk g3. On g3, king e2 is maybe too annoying for me. Oh, this is hot. I think we got g3, king e2, h2, rook h8, and maybe g2 directamundo. Maybe g2 directamundo. And white would then be playing for a fortress with all his big fatty pawns. Sam is calculating it. On h2, h2 is also interesting. Rook h8 is impossible because of rook h3. Thank you very much. If h2, king g2, I have rook h3 again, and then I have to calculate king h1. All right, rook d2 played. That makes the most sense to me. King e3, rook b2. He says, I got it. I got you, son. I got you. Simple play. Now, our king, if you start checking, I'm going to h4, g3. If you play a6, I'm just going to calmly play rook a2. I think this is good night. And I'm really interested in playing h2 and g3. I don't care. You want my e-pawn, buddy? You take it. You have fun with that a-pawn. Oh, I think we can run it and gun it right now with h2. G3 would be a mistake because then I do think he starts checking me to death. So either yeah, I don't want to play rook a2 because then he's going to play rook e5 and protect his coconut. h2, I'm a GM today. Now, I'm not threatening to queen yet because of... No, I was threatening. All right, so the natural move for sure is king h4. I think we got him, buddy. I think we got him. Yeah, buddy! Wow. Yeah, he lost the first one. We're going for it. Whew. Sam played that pretty good, dude. He's got plenty of time. Chess Lover snoozed the first one. I understand. It's where are you, Chess Lover? It's early for me. It's not even, the sun isn't even out yet. I can dream about you if I can't hold you tonight. I can dream about you. Okay, this is pretty exciting, bruv. I don't even know what the... I'm assuming this is just over. I don't know. I think we got a transmission petition. In any case, I actually don't even... Okay. Yeah, buddy. There is the official confirmation. And I don't know anything about how this works now. So What are the tie-break time controls in Goa? All right, so the first one is 15-10, which we just witnessed. And now we're going to go to stage 2, which is going to be 10 plus 10. Basically the same. Wow, amazing. Okay, now we got a bunch of games still going on. Let's just see if there's anything critical. I'm less interested in these things. Oh, we got a lot of these games have already started the next round. So we got rapport started. They're probably just giving Sam a break. That means I am going to go take a break and get a tea here. Boom, but I'm going to load this bad boy up. I'll be right back. We'll go for round 2. All right, my friends, we are back. That was very enjoyable, amazing to watch. Sweet Blues in Sweden. Nice. Okay, yeah, Sweet Blues saying 10-10. Yes, sir, we're going 10-10. All right, Shubham. Hello, thank you for being here. All right, did you guys know? I'm supposed to make a pitch to you. It's not a bad pitch. The pitch is that if you use code GOA when signing up for Chess Dojo, you can get 20% off first month, bruv. What a deal. So what I think I'm looking at is I think I'm looking at the end of these games here. That's what I'm looking at. All right, so we'll watch the end of this game. I hope we don't have to wait for Evs for the results. Now, actually, let's go to the results just for a second. So hard. You got to scroll and scroll and scroll. So Yu Yang Yi is through. Do I care that much? No. He's going to play somebody and get whacked. These guys, yeah, okay. So Serrana beat Forrest. Now, some people were saying, Bruce was saying the Svana brothers were the strongest brothers of all time. And I think the Van Forest brothers might be, they're close. They're close. Okay. So this dude, Yakubiev, through. A lot of people, yeah, it has been decided. And so, I don't know. If anyone knows how long we got to wait, I hope it's not forever, bruv. I don't want to wait here forever. I want this to happen. Yeah, anybody could go the whole distance now. I mean, you might run into Arjun, you might run into Keimer, but otherwise, you know, you got a shot. And even if you run into those guys, this format is so random. Who knows what could happen, man? Yeah, okay. We got some old timers represented up here. Lako's gonna get whacked by Eric Geisy. We all see that coming. So basically, here's the interesting. I just want to just reflect, Yo, for a moment. Of the people who are remaining, you know, they're all great players, but they're not in a position to do chess full time, like training. Like Lako, for example. That guy was one of the, 1995. He looked like he was the next coming. Okay. But now, he's got a family, bruv. He's doing commentary. You know, it's not like he's out there trying to crush the world anymore. That 2004, maybe that was his big chance when that match with Kramnik happened. All right, we got a claim about an interesting game going on. Let's look at here. One nice thing is you know you're not going to lose. Even if you lose on time, it's still a draw. That's always nice. With two cats in the yard. I guess I should try to figure out when did they last take something. No? Here, maybe. So that was like a, yeah. So move 72. We'll be here for a while. Right, so we got Robin saying her Dogmas is going home. And our Dogmas is the one with the black pieces, though. And he desperately needs to win this thing, of course. He'll play it all the way out to the end. It is possible to lose this thing, even if you're a very strong player. And one of the things I've learned about this is the white player, to really put the juice on, needs to know some really delicate things to really put the groove onto white. Yeah. So, well, I'll watch for a little bit. Rapport's like chewing on some gum or something. I see him on the video feed. Sweet Blue says they've got a long way to go. Yep. I thought, by the way, that on Rook B6, King C4 would have been better, but All right, this move, Rook H8, H1, signifies to me that he wants to do the ladder defense. So right now he's going to sit on the D file, and when you check, I'm just going to go back. So I think if Rook H3, yeah, he's just going to sit. This is the ladder. So there's a couple different defensive methods. This one is usually the one you find in a book of how to do it. Yeah. Rapport is just taking a sip of his water and stuff. Feels relatively confident. He draws this thing, he goes on. I think Rapport is a cool story too, man. He played in the candidates, the one before last. And yeah, that's cool to see him make a comeback. It seemed for a moment that he was kind of done with his own career and he was only there to help Ding. Yeah. Okay, so, Black tries to be fancy or something. I think I said 70-something. I said 70-something, so this game has got to go to, 120-something? They do not have to keep score, though. So here's a question I have. Okay. Do the arbiters have the right to call it at move 120? That's what I want to know. Do they have the right ability to call it at move 20? 120. 120 something. Because he's not keeping track. He would have no way to prove it anyway. Not with a score sheet anyway. Right? Oh, but you know what? He just looked over at the wall and there might be a monitor which has the move numbers on it. There might be, oh yeah, there's a monitor up there. That's cheating. So he was able to see, dude, what number it was. It was like 70-something. And now it's going to... Now I'm looking over at their monitors. I can barely see them in the rear view of this thing. But if they have the move numbers on it, looks like they do. Oh, that's cheating. That's cheating, bro. Sweet Blue says they can step in. Good move. I like that. Yep. Now I'm hoping that they don't take... Actually, Sweet Blues, you seem to know what the hell's going on. Anybody out there have the same question? Do we know how long we gotta wait until Sam starts playing again? That's my question. Now you can see what he's trying to do. If King E4, he wants to do the ladder and then in this direction. There we go. I'm a GM today. Now, I have a friend, Josh Friedel, and he is so good at messing with people that I kind of think that if he were black, that he could work it, that he could work this position. So one thing that Black just did is he set up a situation where White can't do the ladder. So that's the first thing you want to do, is you want to take your opponent out of their little zone. By the way, we're at move 111. It seems like it's going to take forever to get to 120 something, but it ain't going to be forever. Actually, someone said something to the effect, Chess 24 was saying they can call it after 75 moves. Okay. Patrick Daly is saying the players have to call it at 50. Maybe now Ding will be rapport second, bro. That's right, man. Maybe it's going to go the other way around. All right. Simple chess. You can tell Dogmus has lost the faith. He's like, what do I do? Friedel would crank you here, but he would find a way. That guy was genius at this kind of thing. Zoom just says, from what I've heard, players can check before move 50 with the arbiters. Okay. Check to the miserable king. King c4. So he's definitely going to make it to 120 something without any major grief. Don't hang rook h5. That's a kind of annoying little move. He's got 6 minutes to think about it. I did some training games with this with Josh Friedel, and I drew some, but he did crank me in several. I mean, he's the master of this thing. We're at move 119. I think he knows, by the way, what move number he has to get to, because there's a screen behind him which has the moves up. F4. Rook E8. G5, fine. Oh, yeah, he's looking at that screen. He knows it's coming. Yep, he's calling the arbiter over. And he's saying, I'm playing rook e8, and that's going to be my move. And now they're going to double check. Draw. Well done, dude. Well done. Whew. Okay. So, we got a live shot of the camera of the hall here, and that's the only way I know. Like when this game is going to start. They might get a substantial break. I hope not. They might get a substantial break, dude. And then what? I got to wait here forever? It's not even telling us when the next one's going to start. Anyways, here we go. So wait. It's Artemiev MBL. Everybody else is through except... Wait a second. So we got 3 people going into this next... Wait, am I right here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 people going into the next round. I've met everyone here except the dude on the left. I don't know the dude on the left. All right. Chess Lover's bracket was busted. I think everyone's bracket was busted, but my bracket was even entitled Gukesh Wins. That's what it was called, dude. He did not win. He did not win. See, the schedule doesn't tell me anything, man. It doesn't tell me anything. Is news going to tell me something? No. It's not going to tell me nothing. All right, I'll tell you what. No, I don't know. I don't know what. Dude on the left is an esports commentator who's like 1800. Okay. Chess.com really wants everything to become esports. I can't turn this on, by the way. I don't know how. I don't really want to dedicate the time to knowing how I turn on this sound. Because even Howell's bored over there. He's like, I got my hair cut, dude. I used to have this really cool hair, but I'm growing older. And the guy was like, you got to cut that beautiful hair off. And so here I sit, broken-haired. Maybe you just be like me, start wearing a hat, dude. And this guy's Serrano. I wouldn't mind hearing what this dude has to say, but I no puedo do this. If I watch on Twitch, maybe now I can get it.
It was some endgame. I thought I'm slightly better, but somehow he managed to equalize very confidently. And then it was absolutely random. He allowed me to sacrifice the knight, which I think was a mistake. And I thought I was winning, but then I did something wrong, and already he plays on win, and I even wanted him to play for win because I saw some potential for me that he blundered, but I played move by move, and I even didn't understand what he missed. I just played move by move, and suddenly I'm winning.
Congrats on the win. Whom you play in round 4?
Round 4, I think Martinez was that.
Jose, so it's better than Nodirbek.
Oh, yeah, I consider it's better.
How do you plan to spend the rest day?
Oh, we'll see. I need to think. We probably will go to the beach. We'll eat in some restaurant. We'll see. I didn't think about that. Maybe I will spend it today, and then tomorrow I will rest and prepare.
Congratulations, Alexei, and spasiba.
Spasiba.
Rightio, folks. So Alexei Serrano still thinking about what he wants to do on his day off. We have got a little bit of time on our hands, of course, after the tiebreak games today. Finally, after so many days of action, we have a little bit of a breather. And while we have a breather and we're checking out what to do and maybe planning what we're doing throughout the holidays, let's remember that ChessUp's annual holiday sale starts
What
now.
is this,
and
dude?
you can save even more with
All right,
using
you guys.
Chess
I
as a
can't.
promo
I'm not
code.
going to listen to
That
this.
saves
No
you
way.
100
Not even a chance. Not even a chance. Okay, my friends, I think this is what's going to happen. I wish they would tell me when this is starting, but I think I'm going to go do some life actions, and then I'm just going to leave it running, and I will be back for when Sam is playing. So I'm going to keep an eye out on this thing. Yeah, I don't want to chess up too. No, I don't, buddy. I know, but I'm gonna be back. All right, you guys. I'm just gonna leave it running on this beautiful rap song, and then I'm gonna be back for Sam's game.
Welcome to the Dojo.
Check out Joe, he's a Reddit bro, likes to edit posts, and he starts to gloat when he gets the most of votes or likes. Yeah, he's really hyped, really psyched, cause the crowd is really tight and the work is really light. His training plan is the first thing your eyes see, cause he got more follows than my boy Eric Geisy. Opinions on Magnus, Hans, and Karyakin, who cheated who, which engine
That
did he
ain't
packing.
Mouse.
He got blocked by Short, ignored by Dvorak, but he can't be wrong. He scored a like from Truong. He's got lightning attacks on GM blunders and gaffes. True, not over the board, it's only the other chat. Still, his 7-year plan ensures the last laugh. Distractions detract from any actual actions. Excuses are useless, he rues his inaction. Awaits satisfaction, the status of Magnus. He bought 50 books and opened up 10. Fools ought to read Psalms, not my system. He's got 30 alt accounts on every site around. Chessable courses keep looking cheaper by the pound. He got 22 databases and 36 engines, 25 chess sets, and a massive clock collection. He bought merch from Gotham, Bra and Naka, but his game history looked like some chess copy pasta. A GM coach that he don't listen to, and if you think it is, then yes, my friend, yes, this is you. But that all changed one bright sunny day when a friend said, hey, don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. Sweatwork's what I believe. Ratings what I'll receive. Don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I stepped away from easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If Sweatwork's what I believe, ratings what I'll receive. So Joe got into the business, stopped the app sickness, daily practices rhythm, he even upped his fitness. He found sparring cathartic, postmortems charming. With the plus equal minus, he was armed for elo farming. With notepad and pen, he built up calluses, escape rating paralysis with lengthy game analysis. With sensei direction, he sold his collection. Read one classic and that was fantastic. Now he locked to the spot where they checking off boxes. Young prodigies and some wily old foxes. 3.5 points per box, that's shocking progress. Goal nearing, cohort cheering, Joe doesn't hear it. He's monotasking, no relaxing, concentration maxing. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. Now occasionally, he peeps the world of the tweet and laughs when he sees the player that he used to be. Blank face staring, complex plans comparing while he's dojo training. Hours a day playing out positions, transpositions, and growing his board vision. Transition from poser to player, focus without a care. He leaves them complaining in his dust, staying with their week-old ratings. Blast past his week-old rating, each week's a new occasion. He never takes vacation, the work is entertaining, the growth he's maintaining. And now Joe is explaining, hey, don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If Sweatwork's what I believe, ratings what I'll receive. Don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If Sweatwork's what I believe, ratings what I'll receive. Welcome to the dojo!
Welcome to the dojo.
Check out Joe, he's a Reddit bro, likes to edit posts, and he starts to gloat when he gets the most of votes or likes. Yeah, he's really hyped, really psyched, cause the crowd is really tight and the work is really light. His training plan is the first thing your eyes see, cause he got more follows than my boy Eric Geisy. Opinions on Magnus, Hans, and Karyakin, who cheated who, which engine
That
did he
ain't
packing.
Mouse.
He got blocked by Short, ignored by Dvorak, but he can't be wrong. He scored a like from Truong. He's got lightning attacks on GM blunders and gaffes. True, not over the board, it's only the other chat. Still, his 7-year plan ensures the last laugh. Distractions detract from any actual actions. Excuses are useless, he rues his inaction. Awaits satisfaction, the status of Magnus. He bought 50 books and opened up 10. Fools ought to read Psalms, not my system. He's got 30 alt accounts on every site around. Chessable courses keep looking cheaper by the pound. He got 22 databases and 36 engines, 25 chess sets, and a massive clock collection. He bought merch from Gotham, Bra and Naka, but his game history looked like some chess copy pasta. A GM coach that he don't listen to, and if you think it is, then yes, my friend, yes, this is you. But that all changed one bright sunny day when a friend said, hey, don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave give up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. Sweatwork's what I believe. Waiting's what I'll receive. Don't you know? Welcome to the dojo. It's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo. I stepped away from easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe. Waiting's what I'll receive. So Joe got into the business, stopped the absentness, daily practices, rhythm, he even upped his fitness. He found sparring cathartic, postmortems charming. With the plus equal minus, he was armed for ELO farming. With notepad and pen, he built up calluses, escape rating paralysis with lengthy game analysis. With sensei direction, he sold his collection. Read one classic and that was fantastic. Now he locked to the spot where they checking off boxes. Young prodigies and some wily old foxes. 3.5 points per box, that's shocking progress. Goal nearing, cohort cheering, Joe doesn't hear it. He's monotasking, no relaxing, concentration maxing. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. One book, one board, one set, one thought. Work will work, will work, work, never stop. Now occasionally, he peeps the world of the tweet and laughs when he sees the player that he used to be. Blank face staring, complex plans comparing while he's dojo training. Hours a day playing out positions, transpositions, and growing his board vision. Transition from poser to player, focus without a care. He leaves them complaining in his dust, staying with their week-old ratings. Blast past his week-old rating, each week's a new occasion. He never takes vacation, the work is entertaining, the growth he's maintaining. And now Joe is explaining, hey, don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I give up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, waiting's what I'll receive. Don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy. Sweatwork's what we need, G. If sweatwork's what I believe, rating's what I'll receive. Welcome to the dojo!
Welcome to the dojo.
Check out Joe, he's a Reddit bro, likes to edit posts, and he starts to gloat when he gets the most of votes or likes. Yeah, he's really hyped, really psyched, cause the crowd is really tight and the work is really light. His training plan is the first thing your eyes see, cause he got more follows than my boy Eric Dicey. Opinions on Magnus, Hans, and Karyakin. Who cheated who, which engine
That
did he
ain't
hacking?
Miles.
He got blocked by Short, ignored by Dvorak, but he can't be wrong. He scored a like from Truong. He's got lightning attacks on GM blunders and gaffes. True, not over the board, it's only the other chat. Still his 7-year plan ensures the last laugh. Distractions detract from any actual actions. Excuses are useless, he rues his inaction. Awaits satisfaction, the status of Magnus. He bought 50 books and opened up 10. Fools ought to read Psalms, not my system. He's got 30 alt accounts on every site around. Chessable courses keep looking cheaper by the pound. He got 22 databases and 36 engines, 25 chess sets, and a massive clock collection. He bought merch from Gotham, Bra and Naka, but his game history looked like some chess copy pasta. A GM coach that he don't listen to, and if you think it is, then yes, my friend, yes, this is you. But that all changed one bright sunny day when a friend said, hey, don't you know? Welcome to the dojo, it's good to grow. Welcome to the dojo, I gave up on the easy.
My friends, we're back. Oh my gosh, it was happening. I was doing live things, and here we go. Ba-bam. All right, this is gonna get hot. So, let's get into it. We're only following this one. Very spicy sauce. We got this position, Mr. Bowers. Now, what do I think? Fun position, probably equal. White obviously has this amazing dark square bishop, and he's also saying that he doesn't care if knight c3 happens. That was a very ambitious move. So, black has a choice between queen c3 and knight c3, or not doing anything about it at all. Now, I thought he should have played, or at least considered, rook c1. But he's like, no, Bose, you can take this thing. Now, let's talk turkey, as I like to say. If queen c3, queen d5, maybe we're a little better. It's not even close to over there because of that. On knight c3, I assume we're playing bishop d3, and we're claiming that I'm going to whack you with c1 and I'm going to penetrate. That's probably true. So castles, good move. Fixed mic box, thank you very much. I moved it aside as I was completing life tasks. As I was completing life tasks. All right. Does Georg Meyer have talent? Anybody playing at this tournament has talent. They all have talent. Georg Meyer is an interesting dude. A friend of actually Perelstein, who's a friend of the dojo. Georg Meyer, I believe, lived in the United States for a long time too before, surprisingly, changing everything up and going to Uruguay. Now, Queen c3, I think we can claim that after Queen d5, Knight df6, that our bishop on f4 is very strong. I think that's true. I think that's true. Okay, so I'm going to say I think we're doing fine in terms of the opening here. It's a little questionable where I should go. I think Queen d4 would be a good default move here. Queen d4 followed by Rook fc1. Make him take. Say that my bishop is amazing. Okay, I think white's a little touch better, but a little touch better. I'm going to go with white better. Queen d4, I'm a GM today. Now, he is saying that if Rook fc1, this Queen d4, Knight d4 thing is going to be fine for black. Maybe. Bishop g4, nice simple development. If Sam wanted to, he could play Rook fd1 here, preventing Rook d8. So two big moves here, Rook c1, which, you know, we'll get this Queen d4 stuff, or Rook fd1, which would be nice because then next move I could play h3 conceivably and say, buddy, you gotta move. You gotta move, Mr. Groove. There are always questions, however. If Rook fd1, maybe Queen c2. It's a weird move, but maybe Rook fd1, Queen c2. Queen d3, I hunt him down, maybe. You know. Someone's saying Bishop e5. Good move, yeah. I like Bishop e5. Good. Well seen. Very simple chess. Yeah. All right. Sam's thinking about it because he knows this is a little critical momentito. Oh, come on, Sam. You can do it. He played very ambitious in the first tiebreak game. I thought he was winning at one point, lost it, and now he amazingly won his black last round. All right, Rook fc1. This is the simple way to play. And white would like to say that he is better because we have the jump on the c file. We can always block the d file with knight d4. And sooner rather than later, I want to play f3 e4. This kind of, the knights are going to be hoppers. Let's just say that. They're going to be hoppers. So I would say I like Sam's position. I also like that he doesn't have a full minute. He's got a little bit of time here. I like Chess Lover's move too. This kind of clarifies our business here. Oh, I would love for Sam to get a little bit of aji, as Mr. Bruce says, little aji. Have the news of the day, rest day, finally hit the Boomer Jam. What does that mean, bud? What does that mean? Okay. Is there news of the day? Did something big happen? No. I was like, something in the world happened, bro. What are we talking about? Okay. So Rook fc8. I would like to play f3. And then I would like to play e4. Now, knight d2 is a move which could conceivably annoy me, but it's probably a chump move. Yeah, he decides it's a chump move too. This move threatens knight d3 and And knight b3. Knight b3 isn't really a threat, though. I cannot play rook c3, unfortunately, because of knight d5. Knight d3 is potentially annoying. Rook d1 might be a good move, though. And if knight b3, I just ignore you. e4 played. I don't like it. Now maybe I got an idea. Knight d3, snip, snop, then rook d1, and then knight f4, and I'm threatening e5. Well, white's better in that position. Okay, rook d1's a nice move. You might want to do something more fancy. But rook d1 is a simplissimous move. Bishop e3 is also a thought. There he goes. He's going to go for it. Sam is playing very ambitious chess here. On rook c2, he wants to say, no, you don't got anything. I'll just play... Actually, I could also play knight d4 on rook c2. So we want to say that the knight on f6 is a real big chump, and the king on g8 is also poor. So white is definitely better here. Sam's playing some good chess, too. Hello, G. a6 played. Okay, makes some sense. So in terms of normal chess, rook d1 would be the normal move. a4. That's maybe a nice move too. Black, this encourages black to play b5, however. Just like b5, and then I'll play for b4 and stuff. Very exciting. Again, the knight on f6 is a chump. The king on g8 is a chump. If rook c2, we're saying king f1, no problemito. h6 play. Okay. This encourages me to play rook b1. I still like rook d1 too. On rook d1, I guess I gotta... No, knight c5, I probably have rook c1. So rook d1 looks good, rook b1 looks good. You could also play a5, brutalissimo. a5 might be the brutalissimo. Just be like, nobody. Nobody. You got a lot of plans here, too. And h6 also encourages the idea of knight d4, f5 to just get up on him. All right, rook d1, simple move. White is definitely better, my friends. White is definitely better. Knight c5 looks like it loses to rook c1. Knight b2. Did we miss that? Did we miss that? Oh man, I think rook d1 might not have been it, buddy. I think that was maybe a poor move. Okay. Now, ideally, we did not want to trade pawns, okay? But it's true that knight a4, rook b7, there's still very strong arguments for white. I wish that, if you imagine just that pawn being on a5, oh, man. Actually, if the pawn were on a5, you could play knight c4, also wouldn't be easy. Yeah, chess lovers talking about rook b7, b6 ideas, yeah. In general, like the knight on f6 is poor. And that's what we got going on. We also have a minute on the clock. We also got a minute on El Clocko. Yeah. We're going to be here a while. We're not going to be here that long. So, notice it's very difficult for the knight on f6 to do anything active. And white has a very, like, sure, winning the a-pawn is cool, but also, like, I want to build the position, my little Death Star on the king side. Getting my knight to f5 looks like a nice thing if I can achieve that. And black's worried. He's like, well, dude, how do I make sure I don't lose this game pronto? Ooh. Rook a8 might be a good idea. Okay, here he comes for knight c3. Now, my sense on knight c3 was that I liked knight d4. I don't want to trade that thing off. I need my knight to be El Crusher. And without the knight on f6 working, I don't see how this is gonna, how this is gonna help. Now maybe an intention could be like black thinks about a5, a4 if we don't take the knight. Still, maybe it gets to a4, but it's not going that far. And if we get that knight to f5, bruv, damn, that's a thing. Knight f5 also comes with a very basic threat. We might see knight d4, let's say a5, knight f5, rook a8. Knight f5 threatens knight e7. We cannot do bishop d4 yet because of knight e2. All right, we gotta move. We do not have move. He took it. Oh, no. Oh, man. Really, dog? Well, Sam, I guess we're I don't see how you get more than a draw here, buddy. I don't see it. Maybe you're going to teach me something about chess here, but I don't see it. Yeah, this is even more annoying. Rook c2, and he's like, you know what? If you play king g3, I'll activate my knight h5. We might just have a draw on our hands. Oh, he needed to play knight d4, dude. Okay, here he goes. So he's committed to knight h5, king g4. That's a committal move. You could blow this. Now it's true though. Knight h5, king g4, g6 ain't it because of rook b8. So we do have that. Now I assume we're going to take that thing on f6. Guess we could play king h3 if we were really sad. I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to play king h3 anyway, right? Okay. I mean, there are ways he could potentially lose this, but we had rook c6, chess lover saying, and that's definitely looks pretty good with rook c6. Polly asks, can I ask why not use more tech in commentary to give fair assessment of game to viewer instead of engine note commentary? Yeah, you can ask that question. You could turn on the engine yourself. We do this because we believe strongly that you are not getting a sense of what's going on in the game, in the players' heads, when you have an engine going on. The players can't see the engine. So we're just giving you a better sense of what this game is all about. That's the long answer. Bishop e5, okay. We're messing with him a little bit. You know? This would be a good one too for the engine, like, you know. The engine might find some tricky thing with f6, but if you want to play f6 yourself as black, you gotta have some coconuts. All right, there it is. Rook c5. Fine move. Do we have anything here as white? No, we don't got nothing. We don't got it. Maybe bishop d4. I don't know. We could play rook b8 to e8 to hold the bishop where it is. One thing that's interesting, even though I don't like the way Sam did it with the exchange, is he does manage to find very aggressive plans, like the queen e1 in that one game that he lost. Okay, this move f4 is ambitious because now the pawn on c4 or e4 is loose. So we have an ambitious move on our hands. f6. I think, first of all, the problem with f6 is then the knight is cut, right? g5 is another simple move you could play. Now, knight f6, did he give us a little something something because we could take and play rook b6? Presumably, the intention is now rook c4. Rook c4, and I think we have ourselves a draw. Yeah, king g7. This is the simplest because now if rook a6, he's going to play rook c4, and I don't got nothing. So I think this is going to go to a draw, my friends. We got people saying Dubov went off. I'm going to check the other games in a half a second. Is that this is kind of tricky and clever. Maybe we'll be able to hold that pawn on the board. If rook f4, black has to wonder about rook f6 and how he feels about that pawn ending. Dude, Sam don't play. I think that pawn endgame is a complete draw, but it's at least something that we could do. Yeah, it's just a complete draw. Well, the good news is Sam can draw this game and then play black again next round. Draw. Okay, good. Let's go back and see some results, and then we're going to get ready for round 2, which I think is going to happen pretty quick. Oh, it doesn't even show me the results, dude. I would have to scroll forever to find the results. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on this game, and then I'm going to be back, and just keep it on there, buddy. Oh, what is this? No one knows. No one knows. Oh, God. Dubov was the only win. Okay. Let's go. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, it's not auto updating on me. So hold on, maybe if I refresh it. All right, good. I'll be back. We're gonna go round 2 for Sam. All right, my friends, we're back as it started. Let's go. Games. Oh, this chump is still playing. I want to say I am thankful for not missing the start. I missed the start of that other game. Holy moly. Really intense. All right, that MVL's game was a draw. Oh my God. MVL has white. This is what's known as a dead draw, by the way. If you didn't know, this is known as a dead draw. Maybe this is Gukesh's fault too, that they're playing on. You know, because Gukesh would play on in this position. I don't even think Magnus would play on in this position, bro. Not even Magnus. There's H4. It's time to make a draw. Esipenko. Now, Esipenko. Someone was saying that Nepo was the last Russian standing. I mean, he was the last Russian in the top 20, but we still got one Russian here. I guess if Esipenko goes down, that's it, bud. I don't think there's anybody left. Man, that's amazing that that's happened in my lifetime. I would have taken on G5 and made my life simple, but this dude isn't simple. King B4. Fine. Here. That's a annoying move, potentially. But he's like, Bishop E3, I don't care. All right, take on G5, bruv. Oh, they want to work it. Now, I just want to make sure that this game doesn't start without me watching it. So, boom. I go games. Yeah, I think they have to wait until this one's over. It would also be cool if they showed me the playing hall. Like, telling me something like game's going to start in X amount of time. You know what I mean? That's what I would like to know anyway. Oh, and Sweet Blues is saying Grebnev is still in. Okay, so we got still some things going on. This is a dead draw, and these people are just making me mad. This is Gukesh's fault. It's Gukesh's fault because he played on and won that one time, man. Now notice if you play King G4, you're not even threatening to take the pawn on G3. I don't mind him playing on. You know, it's just, I want to see Sam's game. And I think I have to wait until these chumps are done to see Sam's game. Now, I just want to reiterate, the dojo, in principle, came to the decision that we weren't going to even cover the tiebreak games. We weren't even going to do it, dude. Like, no way. Not interested. And that was with the thought that we don't believe that this is what should happen for good commentary, for good chess. Oh, finally, we got a draw. Okay, good. In any case, so that's why Bruce isn't here, by the way. Now, I did convince him that this was a cool thing just because this is Sam's big moment. But, you know, his wife was like, you told me that the tiebreak day was going to be your day off. And then, you know, you get that kind of familial situation going down. And it wasn't good. It wasn't good for our friend, Mr. Bruce, you know. It's just showing these last moments of this chump game going on over here. Show me the games, buddy. And tell me, please, how much longer I got to wait. Anyways, so he was going to join me today, then he got the beat down. But originally, the idea was we're not going to cover these games at all because there's not real chess. Now, I want to admit, it is kind of fun to see the madness that can happen in these kinds of situations. But it isn't real chess, you know? It ain't it. Where are my games? Only active games. Where's Kostya? We only see him at Arena Kings. True, Skebix, that kid, you know, what is he doing? And even Arena Kings, man, like, I'm like, bro, that was the Wednesday for the dojo, you know? They make draw. Okay, so this has been going on a lot. We're getting beaten by 12-year-olds, bud. Dude, I almost said the R word. He got raged upon. We'll use that other R word. He got body slammed. All right, so Dubov looking good. We're getting this thing going on. I don't know why the next game isn't set up pronto. You know, it's time. It's time to play. It is true, chess lover. Me too. If I could just translate it, and a lot of times I'm just forgetting things, dude. You know, so I have to study them again. Man. Well, lazy Saturday. It's a lazy Sunday, but yes. Patrick Daly says, real chess classical purism makes me laugh a bit. Blitz is still real chess. Sure, it's lower quality. That's the point of lower clock. Well, we have a long tradition of the World Championship, and it's never been blitz chess. And what you're qualifying for is a classical World Championship. So it's a problem that I think you can understand, that we are using blitz chess now to decide who gets to play in the candidates tournament. Yeah. I hear you, though. There's a little bit of fun to this. But even if you did this, even though you did this fun, making it faster, Magnus still didn't play. He still didn't play. This is essentially a mixed time control format, and Magnus is like, nah, I don't care. I'm done. Yeah, dude, Kostya got completely adopted. We didn't hear about it at all within the dojo. There was just dead silence after he got raged upon, you know? No one wanted to say anything. I'm going to refresh, bud. Where are my games at? Tell me how long it's going to last, you chumps. Oh, delicious. Patrick Daly actually agrees with me. I thought we were going to have a great fight on it. Jess Lover asks, can I replace the Endgame Virtuoso book study suggestion with another Endgame book? Because I really want to study Averbach's book. Now, let me just say, Chess Lover, that the Smyslov Endgame Virtuoso book, that book's a winner, bro. That book's a winner. So you could, but I guarantee you, the Averbach books are not as good as that Endgame Virtuoso book. Have I thought about this total world championship thing? We did a Dojo Talks about it. Yeah, we did a Dojo Talks about it. It's totally ridiculous is what it is. It's totally ridiculous is what it is, buddy. Yeah. All right. I'm searching for content now. Okay, I think we're getting ready. I'm seeing games starting up. Good. See, they're getting ready, bud. You don't have to wait so long. You don't have to be so impatient. There's our boy right there. The Shanklin. The MVL. It's going to be exciting stuff here, man. Gonna start it up. It's a Chess Dojo tier list. There we go. He abandoned YouTube. Maybe it's a good thing to abandon YouTube. Is it in Spotify? Yeah, you can ask. Spotify Dojo Talks is in there. Alexa's got it. We have our own page you can load it up into. So it's very easy to access the podcast. Of course, YouTube, but you might be boycotting YouTube. I get it. Georg Meyer is having a little moment. One of the things about Georg Meyer is he was on the German national team at a time when the German team was, like it has been for most of my life, not the greatest team. And then he abandons it. Oh, here we go. We'll talk about that later. We're going to look at it from Sam's point of view. Is Sam going to repeat? I think he's repeating, bruv. Now, if I was Vidit's second, I would have come up with a method against this thing. I would have come up with all right, listen, Vidit, this is what we're going to do. A4, very important to stop B5. I like B6 here. Sam, I believe, played H6 last time. Rook E8. So Rook E8 is inviting Knight G5, saying, hey, buddy, I'll just play Rook F8 back. So H6 or Bishop F8 would be consonant with this Rook E8 thing. The Rook E8 thing, by the way, makes me a little nervous. Just because we're leaving that F7 pawn adrift. It's the first time Vidit's had a time advantage here. Some chess lover says like the Zaitsev Rui, correct? H6, okay. So we're basically in the same territory as last time. This is where he took immediately. Last time he waited until Bishop E3. So this is his jam, let's say. This is his jam to take this. Now the computer will always tell you that white is better whenever you take. I mean, it's going to tell you you're better anyway. Okay, but this is still a hard position for white to crack. I'd say a default move here would be Bishop F4 for white. There we go, I'm a GM today. Now maybe Knight C5 to encourage F3. This time it's a lot more pleasant for, I'm a GM today, for Sam in that he doesn't, if it's a draw, it's a draw. He doesn't care. He'd be fine with the draw. Then we'll go on to the next one. The next time control. In fact, I can tell you what that is. Next up, it'll be 5 plus 3. And then it'll go 3 plus 2. Oh my God. And then it's a sudden death kind of thing after that. Okay, so F3 is a committal move, and we'd love for you to think about it, Vidit. Just think about it forever, buddy. Of course, you could play it like Queen F3. That makes a lot of sense. Queen F3 makes a lot of sense. It feels like he's overthinking this thing. On Queen F3, You know, maybe I could play this, but also there's like a bishop f7 problem happening to me, buddy. You know, if I play knight d7 after queen f3. I don't think that's a good move. Queen f3 after, knight d7 after queen f3. We can't do it. So queen f3 is very logical. We might try to do Tauschmaschine after queen f3. Like Chess Games is saying. Trade some dudes off. Chess Gaines is in the house. Now, let me just tell you, Chess Gaines is East Coast. He's a young kid, though, so I think he just got up, man. He just crawled out of bed. He needed to be here for this Sam Momentito. I don't know, man. Vidit tanks. He is tanking. Queen f3. What are you doing? What are you doing, Vidit? Unbelievable. e5, okay. e5, I would say, is an unambitious move. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but to me it feels unambitious. Black has freed our one problem here. So, plenty of moves here for us. That could be a default move. We got this move. We got a lot of moves. Maybe an annoying thing to do to white. Well, it's kind of hot. It's hot. There he goes, this one. I think the intention might be to play bishop b4. What I'm realizing, though, is got to worry a little bit about a6. I'm going to go ahead and say black is completely fine. Bishop goes back somewhere. And now we got a couple moves. Again, on rook e1, bishop, queen e1, bishop b4, there's a6. I don't know. I don't know how to evaluate that. It's not over. I play like knight b6 or something. You can snip snap, but I got a lot of pressure on you, boss. In fact, you might be losing a piece. So let's do it, Sam. Take on e1, bishop b4. Give it to him. Give him the business. Oh, that's right. So here we're going to go bishop b4. And Chess Gaines, now in the chat, he has done a chessable course that involves the Philidor, just basically d6. I think it's 1 d6 against everything. It's a good repertoire. So you can check that out on Chessable. So the good news for black is bishop b4, if a6, which would be the only thing you'd really worry about. Then I got knight b6, and I'm touching a lot of coconuts. A lot of them. So Sam seems to be on top after bishop b4. Maybe white has to play something sad like knight b3 or something, but then we're just mostly happy about life. A crazy idea. Oh my God. Did he play something? He played knight c5. I was thinking maybe you could. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Knight c5, hitting the knight. Rook d1, no possible because of queen a5. So. What to do for white? I don't know about this. Knight c5 wasn't the world killer that I thought bishop b4 maybe a little bit more grief. Maybe he was afraid of knight b3. But here, queen e3, isn't white a little better after that? Maybe Sam wants just the simplissimos bishop d6 on that. There's some. Yeah, maybe. All right, we got moves. Queen e3. I'm a GM today. I would say white is a little bit better now. Just a touch for the butch. Bishop d6 comes to mind. It's a little bit creaky for us, if you know what I mean. Also, actually, excuse me, on bishop d6, then a6 might really be a thing. Oh, Sam, have you scooched the pooch? Bishop d7, maybe that's a safe move to play. We're definitely acknowledging that we're worse on bishop d7, I think. But I like bishop d7, just holding c6, maybe queen e8 someday. Bishop d7, oh, I'm a GM today. Dang, I'm good, buddy. I'm good. So, are we afraid of b4 now? In general, I would say no, but it could be a little frightening. I assume b4, knight a6 is what our intention is. Yeah, this is for all the marbles, my friends. All the marbles. White has to be a little bit better, but it's unclear what to do. And a lot of times Vidit in situations like this will just tank till the end of time. That's what we want to see. And the first game of this tiebreak, I just want to say Sam was winning, dude. He was winning that first game, and then he blew it. Dang it. So even though I think white's better, white's the one who needs to find a move here. And it's not an easy situazione. If I was white and I thought this long about it, I guess I would be playing b4. b4, knight a6. I don't know. No, I don't like that. I don't like it. No, I don't like b4. I don't like rook d1, so can't do that. What do you do? I don't know, actually. I don't know what white's supposed to do. Knight b3 is a real lame-o move, but that's one way to just kind of hold the position. Oh, he's tanking, dude. He's tanking really good. Okay, we got to move. Bishop e5. So notice, that's a good idea. So now our knight can't come back anyway to molest him. And he's saying, I'm just going to hang out here. That's a good move. Simple and strong. Did I consider it? No. I considered it on a different move, but I didn't consider it there. The claim is that, yeah, that's a nice move. Just put a little pressure on f6. That's a good move, dude. Queen e7. I think Chess Gaines mentioned this in a slightly different situation earlier. But that's a nice little building move. Now, the problem with Queen e7 is we've lost our coconut touch onto the a5 square. And it seems like it's ultimately coming down now to a question of how come this thing is a rookie one? Of tactics on the e-file. Now, I think default, yeah, rook e8, and then if we get another move, we'll probably go back to d8 now. If he if he just does some random move, I think we're going queen d8. Notice that if queen f3 or something, queen d8, that might be actually a reasonable try with queen f3. Queen d8, because then I could think about it anyway with a6. trying to talk to that coconut. There's pins here, though, so it ain't, super simple. Queen of 3 goes for it. Oh, my GM today. Oh, Tauschmaschine. Yeah. It's just a German word for it. It just means exchanging machine, when you trade everything off. Bluebaum was the master of the Tauschmaschine in the last tournament. All right, Queen D8. If A6, I think I play B5. If B4, I'm a little scared. But I believe in the fact that my bishop will be looking at B4. Queen D8, I'm a GM today. Okay. So, it's not clear that we're threatening the pawn on A5 because bishop... No, well, so maybe rook E3. I'm going to call rook E3 for black. This allows us to simply threaten something and tell you that if you take there, I'm going to play bishop F6. So rook E3 looks simple and strong. Did I get it? Yeah, buddy. Ooh, I'm a GM today. Okay, that's a good move. And now white, I think, could argue that he has 2 threats, bishop F6 and A6. It is super hot. Now, maybe something like A6, claiming that if you take on F6, your pawn on A5 will be weak. And if you play B4, the pawn on B4 will be weak, even if you double my pawns on the E file somehow. All right, I'm going for A6, my friends. A6, so that we just avoid all that nastiness and pin that pawn to the A5 square. Or it can later be weak, especially if you trade on F6. Exciting stuff. I'm the 2700 GM today, that's right. And Patrick Daly is talking madman stuff about maybe taking on E5 or something. I hadn't considered that. But maybe playable. It's good that whether it's a good move or not, it's good that you thought about it. In general, when you got the lone rook, like if I had another rook and he had a rook, I'd be more into it. But with him having the lone rook messing with me, I'm not too into it. A6. Oh, GM today, bruv. Oh, I'm a GM today, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Hey, wait. Now, it's important to stress, we're probably not threatening anything. Okay, but we have dealt with the A6 threat ourselves, and we're claiming that B4 ain't it. I'll just play knight E6. I'm fine. So, a little bit of strategic zugzwanginess. We got to move. B4, he goes for it. I was thinking maybe knight F5. Now, one cool thing, actually, knight E6 is maybe knight F5 now. Maybe knight F5 now. No, but then I have knight G5. And knight F5, he might have knight H6. And the party might be started. But remember, this guy's always hanging at the end of everything. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Here we go. Chess Gain saying, talking about an unpleasant endgame. Maybe. White needs a move. It's not so simple for a pimple here. If I win the pawn on B4, it's a disaster. You need something special if I'm going to win that pawn. So, for example, I'm thinking if knight F5, knight G5, knight H6, pawn takes, queen takes F6, queen takes, bishop takes, rook, pawn takes, bishop B4 at the end of it all, and I think I'm the one on top. That pawn on B4 is a major. I mean, it's like kind of like a pawn sacrifice in that it is strategically giving you a problemito. Maybe bishop f6, queen f6. No, but then the knight's hanging on d4. I was thinking maybe some kind of knight e4 thing. Maybe a knight e4 thing, actually. Bishop f6, queen f6, queen takes, pawn takes, knight e4. That might be something to consider, because if king g7, then there's rook g3. Okay, he's calculating. This is in fact the moment to calculate. Bishop f6 does scare me now. Bishop e6. Well, I clearly got that one wrong. I like that bishop f6. We're going to see what's going on with bishop e6. Maybe he wants even what he hopes. No, I don't understand this one yet. All right, Sam's pondering. Bishop e6, bishop f6. Okay. Is there anything wrong with queen takes f6? All right, queen f6. We got this whole thing. So my idea, but with this, and the problem with this for white is different, is that you could potentially win a pawn, but I think rook d8 is just the basic. Oh, yeah, rook d8 is L basic move that I would like to do now. Now, rook d8, maybe rook g3 is a hell of a drug, though. And if I go bishop g7, he's... Bishop g7... Hi, Chihuahua. I really don't want to do it. He plays bishop e7. I like this move. We keep contact with b4. We allow king f8. Good move. Under pressure. Let's say the obvious. We got two bishops, bruv. So white needs to prove something now. As in now. I'm going to go ahead and say black is fine. I'm going to say black is fine. We got a vid feed of this game. All right. Vidit thinking. Nice, Vidit. Think about it, buddy. I don't think you got Jack, bruv. I don't think you have Jack. Now, here's a potential problem. Could white play knight f5? Now, it looks like, no, I'm going to play bishop takes f5. Thank you very much. No. No, you cannot. But even so, even if you could, I could just, get ready to play bishop b4. I'm going to win that pawn, Bose. I'm going to win that pawn. All right. I am desperate to go to the bathroom. I'm coming right back. Come on, boss. What do we got? C3. Okay. Now, my friends, we definitely have reasons to be, not thinking we're winning or nothing, but we have reasons to be not dissatisfied with our position. King f8 makes a lot of sense. Now, if rook f3, we have bishop d5. Thank you very much. If knight e6, we're just not scared. This is the kind of position where white has to be careful or else the milk could go bad. If knight g3, we have c5. Well, yeah, we probably have c5. All right, we got a nice time advantage here, my friends. I think if you're white, you want to shut this down. You want to shut this party down. Notice no knight b3. That would be a hassle in the castle. Even if you got that, honestly, the bishops are so strong. I'm not impressed. Sam's playing some nice moves here. We got to move g4, ambitious. That's a nice, ambitious move. Okay. Sam can do a couple things here. He plays bishop c8, just getting out of the way. I like it. Ooh, maybe I don't like it. Oh, actually, check it out. Now if knight b3, I can bust you open with f5. Welcome to the dojo. So that's cool. White might have even told himself a story about, like, well, if the bishop moves, I have knight b3. But it's different now because f5 will pop us open in a nice way. Oh, yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking it. Whew. This is good. This is good chess. This is the two bishops. And if it's our move, like next move, I think we're going to play rook d8, threatening the simplistic bishop b4, activating our rook. Knight g, he can't move either rook. If he moves either knight, I get a pawn break. So, really hard to say what the guy should do. Rook f3, I assume maybe bishop b4. What does he do? He plays knight b3. Okay, we're anticipating f5 now. And he's got 20 seconds left. Let's hit him, buddy. Open that bad boy up. Open him up. Open him up. F5, thank you very much. Very good. And now we are thinking that the basic move on knight bc5, which would be El Normalito, he plays knight ec5. So this encourages the idea that to say, hey, I want that rook exchange. Maybe you do. Okay. Bishop c8, simple chess. I would have thought more, just be like, nah. No, it's fine. It's fine. There's no exchanging for you. King g2, default move definitely now rook d8. Let's go, Sam. Let's go, buddy. You're playing good chess. The knight on c5 is just a chump, and I'm a GM today. Maybe rook d3 from white to try to get the rooks off. I believe it is in white's interests to get those rookies off. King g3. He says, I don't care. Rook d1 would be a very sensible move here. Rook d1's a nice move, buddy. We're just putting pressure on you. We're going to make you think about rook h1. Oh, buddy. Make you think about little invasios. Rook d6, also fine. Maybe rook g6 later. Who is better? Black is better. Black is better, my friends, with a nice clock advantage. Knight e4. All right, what do we want to do? Rook g6, check to the miserable king. Big moment. The safe move is h2, but he could... f3, you lose h3. King f4 would just be bold. You might run into some drama on king f4, like maybe an f5. f5 wins for black if king f4. Oh, buddy. Oh, king h2. All right, the safety move. Now, we got moves here. f5 is definitely one, and then we play bishop d6 check next. Now, f5 kind of loosens our kimono a little bit, it's got to be said. We could also play bishop d8, maybe. Bishop d8's a cool move. I think that might be the classy move. Bishop d8. Followed by bishop c7. e6. Okay? So bishop e6 is a little tricky. What are we doing on knight bc5? We don't know. We don't know. Bishop e6 played. It looked like knight d4 was played by the transmission, and then I don't know what happened. I'm going to knight bc5. Good. So transmission got it wrong. Now, I didn't understand bishop b6 because of this move. Let's see if Sam has an idea. Maybe just go back to c8, bro. I didn't like this. I didn't like this. I didn't like this. Like bishop d. Maybe he's dreaming of like bishop d5, knight b7, f5. Ooh, wow, Sam. Really? Really, bro? Dang. He's ambitious, bro. Bishop d5, maybe? Holy smokos. And the knights are just getting enraged by those bishops, bro. Bishop d5, knight b7, f5. White can always throw in c4, but we really, in general, we want this position to open. Yeah, c4, then that b4 pawn is loose when you move your knight. Oh, bishop d5, hell of a move, and he's got time to think about it. Oh, buddy. Now, the problem is when you play bishop d5, you can't come back. So maybe rook g3 exclam on bishop d5. All right, f5 played. Maybe rook g3 exclam. Rook g3 is my concern. Rook g3. Warning, warning. Knight e6 played. There's no rook f3 now. Knight c5, we got to believe in ourselves. And here, bare minimum, we have rook e3 and bishop d6. We also have rook f6. Sam has a little bit of time. We're doing great. I think that bishop e6 move was too much. He takes bishop f6. Simple and strong. Simple and strong. The bishop is stronger than the knight in these positions, my friends. Everybody knows it. They talk about this in the little books. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, buddy. Knight e2. I don't know if he blundered. I don't know. I think it's still game on here. Vidit is very tough to crack, dude. And we got to worry about knight d4. Oh, shit. Now, we do have bishop e5 check and king f6 if we need it. I think white is fine. I think white is fine. And not only that, but white has simple moves to make here. A very ambitious move here would be king d6. King d6. I guess king e6 is similar. And then we're saying, I'm coming in if you check me. Oh, king e6 is, holy moly, that's a hell of a move. Wow. Sam, are you going to go for it, buddy? You're going to put it all on the line? You're going to take his life into your hands? Now, on king e6, king d6, he could also play, I like king d6 better because on knight f4, we're threatening c5. Now, maybe he just says, doesn't matter. Knight f4, king d6, knight e2, then I'll play c5. This is a hell of a drug. Nota bene. Ooh, c4 was played. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. All right, king e5, king f3, bishop e7 forces c5. But you know what I could do? I could go king e5, king f3, c5, baby. c5. Taste these nuts. It's not over there either. There's some questions I got. Oh, man, 45 seconds. Here we go. 10-second increment, my friends. King e5 seems like the most logical thing I've ever seen in my life. Bishop e7. Knight f4 check first. Now, if I go to e5, I'm not threatening bishop b4. King d7. That's why he went there. Now, do I understand this? Not necessarily. I think we're forcing white to play c5. He does not do it. Could black now play c5 like a madman? Knight d3 might be an exclam. I don't think we want to do it. Okay, so good. Wow, this is hot. Now, I don't think we have anything at all here. I think we have absolutely zero. White is holding off on c5 so that the king doesn't go there. Now notice, white could now play e4, however. Could play e4, and I think we're looking at a draw. I think we are looking at a draw after e4. It is the easy move for white to play. Maybe he wants to push for more. There it comes, e4. Now, king f6 would definitely be el defaulto move. Back in the day, people would agree to a draw here. These people, they are not interested in a draw. Now, an accident could definitely happen here for black with the knight somehow talking, you know? Doing some kind of c5, knight b2, c4, knight d6 kind of thing. Black is no longer threatening the king d5 into the position. We're assuming c7 here. And then we got to worry a little bit about knight b2. There he comes. He wants to go knight c4, d6. Still, the bishop is, they told me that the bishop was better. So king g5, knight c4, king h4, knight d6, king h3, we're fine. So king g5, Sam, let's go. And if he goes all the way back to g2 with his king, then we will reroute with bishop e5, bishop c3. Thank you very much. Still should be a draw. Bishop e5 immediately. Very ambitious move. He's saying, look, buddy, if you don't... Oh, that's a nice move. That's a nice move, buddy. He's saying, bro, I'm coming into c3. Yeah, buddy. All right, who's better and why? You got to believe in black here. Unfortunately, it looks like knight d8 will always liquidate. That was a rhyme. Maybe we play king e7 and just go in there and hop it all up. King e7, very good. I'm a GM today. Now, white can play king d4. We go king d7, king c4, king c7. You know, not king c7. We'll move our bishop somewhere. But we're going to get the a-pawn. Holy moly, it's still on, my friends. It's still on. Vidit gambled and lost. Wow. King d4. Here we go. King d7. We will win the a-pawn. We will win the a-pawn, my good friends. Wow. Wow. Maybe h4 to try to... But no, I can protect my pawn on h6 all the time with the bishop d2. Holy moly. Dang, look at this. Sam's bringing it, bruv. He's bringing it. Dang. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. King d3. That ain't going to do it. That ain't going to do it, buddy. We're winning this, bruv. We've got this. Unbelievable. 39 seconds. Sam is going to progress to the next round, bruv. He is going to the next round. Holy bejesus. Dang, here we go. Woo, baby. Let's go, Sam. Let's go, Sam. Friend of the dojo, bishop g3. He's saying, he's doing it a different way. I would have just, played something else. But in any case, we're just winning. It ain't even hard now. Give me that, son. Time to resign. Yeah, buddy. Game over. Game over. We're going to win the a5 pawn. We're going to push it all down. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time. There's no chance for you. Your life is so blue. It's toasty, crispy critters all around. Yeah, buddy. Taste these nuts. Dang, bruv. Dang. There it is. There it is. Let me see how I make this big. They're showing the final moments of the Sam. I don't know if you guys can see that well. This is the final moments. I can't make it smaller. There's Vidit. We'll see when he loses his dreams. Sam, you know, he's got a thing with his mouth. He's going, ah. Oh, Vidit, you're done, bruv. Oh, Sam, buddy. Unbelievable. Nice. Well done, dude. Sam makes a true comeback in his chest, buddy. And it's not over yet. Dang. 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 Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. All right, let's go see who Sam's going to face, dude. I'll go see who Sam's going to face. Some chump. He's got a pure path now, dude. He's not, that was like, when you beat 2,700 now, there's not that many left. There's not that many left, bruv. Okay, so I don't understand this. I wish they could make this a little clearer. I think he's playing Dubov. I can't tell whether he's playing Dubov or Report. You'd have to like, oh gosh. All right, I'm gonna go, oh my God, there's someone, okay, so Eric Geisy plays Liko. This is the way I think it happens anyway. Wojtasek plays Aronian. The greatest Italian player since Greco plays Sevian. Maksudlu plays Wei Yi. Keimer plays Episenko. Grebnev plays either MVL or Artemiev. Rapport plays Shanklin. Okay, that's going to be a hell of a match. And that starts tomorrow, my friends. And Sweet Blue says, I think Rapport. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that was great, dude. That was great. Okay. Beautiful chess. Beautiful tournament. We're going to get Rapport, who is one of David's favorite players, against Shanklin. David's personally very good friends with Shanklin. I know Shanklin pretty well. And that's going to be a great battle. And, you know, I think tomorrow we just focus on that. Before we were focusing on different games. F that, dude. No, we're just going to do one. Rapport Shanklin. Yeah, buddy. Wait, Sweet Blues is saying not tomorrow. We've had this little bit of a debate. We've had this debate before. Hold on. So people are saying there is something like a rest day. He's shaking his head. I'm just going to look over here. Oh, it's not tomorrow. Fine. I want to admit, Sweet Blues. Sweet Blues. I want to admit that you've been right this entire time, and there is, in fact, a rest day right here. I was just seeing these dates fly along, and I wasn't noticing. It's a rest day tomorrow, my friends. I need a rest day. So we're going to be back here on Tuesday morning. Fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Sweet Blues gracefully suggests my apology. Oh, man, let's go. All right, I'm going to raid somebody, and then I'm out of here. We will be back on Tuesday morning. And let's say we're going to raid Baki 83, I guess. I think that's Back Crow. I think. He got eliminated. He's playing some Blitz online, I bet. Wow. That was a beautiful thing, man. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for Tuesday. All right. Boom. Braid down.